Yo, what's up guys? Jason Ma the Magician and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you one of the greatest card tricks, visually impressive stimuli for the autist. No, but seriously, it's actually a really good looking trick. You'll be able to convince your friends and family that you could cheat at the poker table no matter what they did, all right? That they couldn't stop you. You're unstoppable. You're like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. He's got every stone and Tony Stark has already been deleted, and therefore you can't stop him. Now, before we dive into the tutorial, let me show you the performance first. So join me right now. Alright guys, let me show you the secret to cheating at poker, baby. We'll use these aces to demonstrate how you can control any card at any time, and all we're going to do is place these somewhere in the center of the pack. Now it doesn't matter where, as long as they're not all in the same area. Now at this stage here, we're simply going to take the cards and give them a nice little shuffle up like so, and we're going to locate the cards using the power of palming, baby. Hell, you can shuffle these however you want, by the way. You can do the riffle shuffle and the bridge if you want to get super fancy with it. And now we're going to locate the cards using these 4 random cards. Now it doesn't matter what these cards are, as long as they're not the aces, because we're going to demonstrate how these cards will locate the aces. It goes like this. We've got the 6 of spades, the Joker, baby, which is a wild card, the 8 of hearts, and last but not least, the 2 of hearts. And it goes like this. I simply take a few of these cards, we'll place one on the table. I'm going to show you how you palm effectively. You're going to palm the card in your hand, but you're going to make sure that you don't flash the card as you palm it. Okay, so you're going to palm it away like this, and then you can show both sides of your hand, and when you're ready, you can simply place it on the table. Boom, it will appear to spawn out of nowhere, baby. We'll do it again, only this time I'm going to palm it a little bit quicker. I just palm it straight out. I'm going to take that card, lay it straight onto the table. Boom, just like that. Now the last one is by far the most difficult because now you know what to expect. So this time I'll palm it directly off the table. Look at this. Bam! Oh, hang on a second. You need a little bit of moisture in the hand. That way the card will stick into the hand, allowing you to hold it very comfortably in the palm. Of course, it's gone, and whenever you want it back, you just place it on the table, snap, and it reappears as if by freaking magic. How cool is that, man? All the cards traveled across. Now, that's not the main trick. The main trick is that I managed to palm all the aces out of the deck, and that is a damn good trick, and you're gonna learn that, man. You're gonna learn that trick, man. Oh my God, that's a good trick. I can't believe I'm teaching this for free. You know how I teach all these tricks for free? It's because this video is brought to you by merch, baby. I got merch now. I got a singular shirt here with an orange on it. I've also got a Lycan chair and a 6 years without a girlfriend t-shirt. So if you like what I do, you like my tutorials and my content, you want to support me and the channel, please pick up a shirt today. They're cheap. I made sure that they're cheap and they're good quality. But for the love of God, don't buy it if you don't want it. If you want a shirt, get a shirt. If you don't want a shirt, please save your money. Now, before we dive into the tutorial, I think it's only fair that I give a few credits to the creators of the trick, the legends of the past, if you will. So I've had a few of my own takes, which I'm teaching in this tutorial, so the trick has a bit more, in my opinion, well-rounded feel to the performance, in that you're controlling the cards and then producing them under the guise of telling a story about cheating at poker or whatever. But the original trick is called the Invisible Palm and Open Traveler. The routine was originally created by Larry Jennings, and then it was further popularized and fine-tuned by Paul Harris. Anyway, without any further ado, make sure that you smash like if you haven't already, subscribe, and let's dive into the tutorial. Alright, this tutorial is going to be broken down into a few parts, starting with the control. Now, for your convenience, I've opted for a super easy control, but it is going to require a little bit of practice. So firstly, you're going to take these, and with the deck face up, you're going to place the aces into the center of the deck in different areas. And the way that you're going to control it is once you square it all up like so, all right, you're going to pinch all the cards below the topmost ace fairly tight. Put your pointer finger at the front, and you're going to let these top cards fall forwards like this. And this is super effective. So once they fall forwards, what you're going to do then is re-grip the deck, and you're going to start doing a Hindu shuffle. And the first thing you do is you peel all those aces out with a few of those cards from the top, drop them into your hand, and then you're going to continue on with the Hindu shuffle. So I'm holding it in this kind of like weird biddle grip, and using these fingers here, I'm going to sort of like pull a packet off, drop it into the hand, pull a packet off, drop it in the hand. And in quick succession, it just looks like you're seemingly shuffling the cards. So once again, you're gonna hold it like this, 3 fingers along the edge, thumb on one side here, pointer at the front. Allow these top cards to slide forward like so, and then you're going to grip over here like so, pinching the cards that haven't fallen forward like this between your grip like so, a little bit of a Spider-Man grip or whatever. You're going to pinch it like this, and then using these fingers here, you're going to pull all these cards out with the 4 aces going to the top, and just pull packets off using your middle finger. Oh, I've just flipped you off. Middle finger and the thumb. You see what I'm saying? So he's going to pull them off like this, and that will control all the aces to the top of the deck. It's actually quite simple, but it may require a little practice to get smooth. So once you've learned that control, you're then going to try and do some false shuffles. Now there's super easy ones that you can do. The best one that I recommend though to really sell the trick is the false overhand shuffle, which I'll teach you right now. So with all 4 of the aces at the top of the deck, you're now going to perform a false overhand shuffle. Now in order to do this, you're going to simply grip the deck like so, okay, so that you can hold it like this, peel off half, and you're going to kind of flip this over into your hand like so. So it's just kind of resting there. And with this thumb, you're going to come back, peel a card off like this. So it's out jogged towards you. It's technically called an in jog, but whatever. And then the rest of the cards, you're just going to shuffle them off onto the top like this. Now where you've got that in jog, okay, there'll be like a little gap between where the cards are and where the in jog is. You're going to come in behind here, okay, push that in jog up and pick up all the cards underneath it and bring them back to the top. This is going to end up controlling all 4 of those aces for you with something that seems to be a fairly reasonable shuffle. So all together with the control, it looks like this. You put the cards in like so. You're going to let these cards fall forwards. You're going to do the Hindu shuffle, peeling them all to the top, and then you just flip the deck over like this and start doing the in-jog shuffle straight away. And now you end up with all 4 of the aces under your control in what seems to be a very fair shuffling of the cards. Now that you know how the control works, you have to execute the switch, baby! The switch. Switch comb. Check it out. You've controlled all the aces to the top, you're now going to perform the switch. Now the switch, you're going to grab 4 random cards, it doesn't matter what these are. You're then going to take all 4 of these cards and you're going to count off 4 cards on the top, and then you're going to put your pinky underneath, separating the brick. Okay, so you'll square them all up with all 8 cards. The 4 aces, that'll be face down, and the 4 indifferent cards, that'll be face up. Okay, they're all going to be here under your pinky, and you're going to pick them up like this. You're going to come over with the middle finger and the thumb, and you're going to pinch the edges near the corners like so. And when you do it, you kind of want to do it on an angle like this, like it's like a 45-degree angle, and that'll make sense in a sec, because what you're going to do now is holding the deck in this normal position. You're going to peel the card off using the packet, rotate it all the way over, and then recollect it on the bottom so you can show it like this. But when you recollect it, you're going to hold a little break with your thumb like so, keeping that packet separate. So you show the card like this, and then you're going to do this again, adding the extra one, still maintaining that break. Do it a 3rd time. Okay, and now this time, all 3 cards that you're now holding separate from the packet, you're going to drop them off onto the top of the deck as you grab the next card, the king, which you'll square neatly up and show it like this. So now the position is this. You will have put 3 cards, indifferent cards on the top of the deck, and now you should be holding what looks like this, an indifferent card and then 4 aces on top of that. But when you display it like this, it just looks like you counted off the 4 cards, the 4 indifferent cards. Place the deck to the side, and now you're ready to begin the invisible hands. Hands so invisible. It's gonna be insane, baby! Now this is the section of the trick where it gets a little bit complicated, but it's not difficult. It's just like a little bit weird. Alright, so with this position, the 4 aces on top of the indifferent card, you're gonna re-grip these again in that same way that you were counting off, holding them like this. Then with the pads of your fingers, you're gonna slide off 1, 2, and 3 cards, like so, holding a double like this. Now, if you give this a little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a a bend, if you will. When you drop it, they should stay together fairly flush. Now what you want to avoid is placing them down and having them split like this. That will ruin the entire trick. So what I recommend is you go 1, 2, 3 like so, and then very carefully re-grip this and just place it down like so. It looks like a single card on the table. Now with these 3, you're going to do the palming technique. Now it's up to you how you perform it, but essentially what you're going to do is take a card like this. You're going to pretend to palm the card, but what actually happens here is you just let that card fall back in on top of the packet and you bring away nothing, yeah? And you're saying that you've palmed the card, and then when you're ready, you're gonna come over the top of this packet here and you're going to slide across like so and then reveal that a card has traveled across. You're then going to do the same thing again with the pads of the fingers. You're going to re-grip, slide out a single card, put your thumb on top, and then re-grip both of these so that you can place them both down. You're going to have one that's a double and one that's a single. But it's very important that you don't show them as 3 cards. You want to make it look like 2 cards, because essentially in their mind, you're only using 4 cards for this trick. You're then going to execute the exact same move again, where you palm the card, let one fall on top, and I recommend at this point, when the card falls back on top, so you're going to cover it like this, and while still under cover, you're going to neatly square it up and just give it a little bit of a bend, just so that they hold singularity, okay? Because it looks like one card if there's a slight bend in it, but if there's not, sometimes they could slightly separate. So neaten them up, create a little bend, and you're doing this under the cover of the hand, so it'll look like this, yeah? And then you're going to come over here and you're going to do the same thing again, sliding over and placing another card down. Now you've got to place this card down as a single card, right? And it's very important again that you create a bend. It's better to bend it inwards like this. They're far less likely to split like that. If you bend it the other way, there's a chance that they could split. It's really up to you how you do it, but I really recommend giving it a slight bend. Don't apply too much pressure because it will stick to your fingers, and then dropping that card as if it was 1, yeah? So again, you want to place that card down, and then you're going to slide out the bottommost card, which will be the indifferent card. And now you're going to have to execute the rubber dub vanish. Now this move is not difficult, okay? Essentially what you're going to do is hold the card like this. As you cover it, you're going to pull this back onto the deck. Now I like to do it on a big angle like this because I feel like it looks better, but it is a little bit harder to do that. So for the purposes of learning, just hold it flush to the deck like this. Have it so it's peeking out the bottom, and then as you close your fingers up, you're going to pull that card in. And in a single motion, it really will just look like you're covering the card. So firstly, I recommend placing the card down for real and pretending that it doesn't stick. And then I like to pretend that I'm putting a bit of moisture in my hand so that the card will stick to the hand. I then execute the rubber dub, so I'm going to pull that card in as I close the fingers, all in a single motion. It happens quick, and you're also going to, when you do this, you're also going to want to pull the card in and then turn the deck over like so. So it'll look like this in a single motion. It really does look like it goes under the hand. You're just pretending that it's going to be stuck there, and then you get to have this reveal where it's disappeared. You then come over the top, place it down again as you have with all the others. Boom. Now at this point here, they still think these are all the indifferent cards. So now you get the kicker finish, baby, where you get to display all 4 aces have appeared individually through magic. Now that is one heck of a card trick, baby. It's the kind of routine that's going to leave your audiences going, wow, this guy's fucking good. On a scale of 1 to hard, I'm going to say that it's like in the middle. It's like a level 4 or 5 trick. It's not incredibly difficult, but the most difficult part will be the routining, the sequencing of the trick. You're going to have to practice that and get it all smooth, and then you'll be able to present it as a bona fide miracle. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this evergreen content. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure that you subscribe if you're not already. I mean, I don't care what you do, but if you want to support the channel, then maybe subscribe. If you don't care, I don't care either. Or maybe I do. Smash a like.
Call me Bucky, lucky that I'm innocent. If I didn't have no morals, I'd be menacing.
Stimuli for the autist.